What's up, everybody? I know it's been a while since I made a fashion video. It's probably been about like 6 months to a year since the last time I made a fashion video, but I promise you 2021 I'm gonna try to be more consistent. This is actually harder than what it seems like. You think like it's just making a video every week and that's it, but it's tougher than that. But lately I've been getting DMs from Instagram from people who would like to start a clothing line or hop into the business about what type of prints that I use. See right here for my clothing line, and I figured the best way to address them would be on my channel as opposed to Instagram, so everybody can see it. So 2 types of prints that I use is 1, screen printing. Hopefully you guys can see it. I hope that the light isn't affecting this. And the second one is direct to garment. It's a side by side comparison right here, and I know from the naked eye they look pretty much identical, and they're very similar, but I promise you, like, when you really get to know the knowledge of the types of print, they're totally different. 2 totally different things, I promise you that. So in this video, I want to go over the cost of each type of print, the differences, the processes of the 2, the ideal situation to use them, the quality, and the pros and the cons. And when it comes to the pros and the cons, these are just my personal beliefs. Like, I know everybody pros and cons about screen printing versus direct to garment may be totally different from mine, and that's fine, but these are just what the pros and cons for me. So you know what? Let's just hop into the video. Let's get it going. Okay, screen printing, or what some people call it silk screening. Pretty much it's a process or a method where you're applying a layer of paint on top of the surface of the shirt. As you can see, if I rub my hands through it, I can feel the paint on top of it. But don't worry, don't be scared. It's not going anywhere, at least not for a long time. You would really have to like just beat the shirt up or damage the shirt for the paint to peel off. And once it's there, it's pretty much there forever. But be mindful on the type of material or shirt that you have, because if you have a shirt that is 100% cotton, you will need a certain type of screen printing ink for that. And if you have a shirt that's like pretty much 100% polyester, or I say 80% polyester, you will need a certain type of ink for that. You have cotton ink and you have polyester ink. And if you're dealing with an experienced person who's creating your shirt, they should already have the types of paint, and they should already know the type of shirt that you use. So be mindful of that. But me personally, I like to stick to 100% cotton shirts, the soft cotton, the nylon cotton, the ring spun. If you see ring spun, that's definitely a good sign for me. So I like to stick with those. I feel like the print does come out a little better. But like I said, it's up to you. Everything is subjective. Now here's the tricky part about screen printing. The more shirts you have, the cheaper it will be. So an ideal quantity may be around 50. If you have around 50 shirts, from what I see or what I experience, you may be looking at around $3 per shirt. But let's say if you go down and you just want to screen print around 10 shirts or 8 shirts, that's if the company does that, because most companies that do screen printing, they require a minimum, and sometimes the minimum could range from 12. The lowest I've seen is 12 to probably 30. And if you have a low number like that, the cost would be higher, and it would probably be around $7 or $8 per shirt, and that's up to the discretion of the company. So it's always best, you get more bang for your buck if you just get, I would say, at least around 40 or 50 shirts. But another thing about that is you will have a screen setup fee. So every screen color that you use, there will be a fee. I've seen companies who waive the fee, but it's rare. So for an example, this shirt here is screen printed. It has one color, which is white. So screen printing fee would probably be around, I don't know, $15, $20 for this. But the more colors you have, the more screen print, the more screen fees that you would have, and the more colors that you have, the higher the cost will be. So if you have one color, the shirts may be around, and I'm only speaking if you have around 50 shirts. If you have one color shirts, the shirts will probably be around $3 and I don't know, 20 cents each. But if you have a shirt that has like 5 colors, remember that you have to pay for the screen fee for each color, and the shirts may go up to probably around, I don't know, it could go up to like $6 per shirt. So just think about, you know, the magnitude of your design, and this is something that a lot of people probably won't tell you. If you have a design that has around 12 or 15 colors or something like that, my advice to you is don't screen print that, because you will pay an arm and a leg. You will have so many screen fees and you'll be charged per color. So I think, me personally, I would choose direct to garment for that situation. Just be mindful of that. So now let's talk about the completion time of screen printing. Of course, the more shirts you have, the longer it may take, but most companies would tell you that it would probably be between 7 to 10 business days. So if you think ahead when you want to screen print. If this is something that you want in 2 days or 1 day, it may not, I'm like 90% sure that it may not be possible to get back all of those shirts in a matter of 2 or 3 days. So if that's what you want to do, I would probably try to explore more options. I'll probably choose heat vinyl or something like that. But screen printing, from what I've experienced, 7 to 10 days. Some places do rush fees. You have to pay extra, but if you pay like an extra, I don't know, 20%, 30% or whatever they say, they can probably get it to you in a matter of 4 days because you're skipping the line. So the completion time for screen printing, you're looking at no less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Now let's get into the second type of print, direct to garment. Can you see that? This glare is killing me. But direct to garment is pretty much it's a method or a process where you have a design on the computer, you put the blank t-shirt inside the printer, and it prints. Just like printing out schoolwork, that's exactly what it is. You just print it out. And compared to screen printing, printing out a shirt for DTG will probably take you 10 minutes. The process of that is, you know, they get the blank, the company that you use will get a blank shirt, they will pre-treat it and literally stick it into the machine, the printer, and it'll print out in probably like 10 minutes. But here's a tip for direct to garment. If you are using a black tee and it's not 100% cotton and you want your print to be white, with this print right here, you know, this shirt says Funds of a Fund is red and green, but if this was white on a black t-shirt and I'm using DTG, the white will not come out great if this shirt was polyester, or I would say more than 40% polyester. DTG works better with 100% cotton shirts, definitely 100% cotton hoodies, whatever. So be mindful if you have an item that's 80% cotton, 20% polyester, you're fine. The white may come out great, but if it's like anything over 20, then your white is gonna come out dull, probably grayish, and stuff like that. So the cost of DTG. Now, from what I've seen, DTG can, for one shirt, could range from, the lowest I've seen is $8. The highest I've seen is probably $15. If you have a white garment, it's typically cheaper, but if you have a color garment, maybe like $2 more. Of course, some companies may do it like this. If you have, the more you have, the cheaper it'll be, but pretty much you're looking at around $13 per shirt. So if you have 40, let's take it back to screen printing. You have 40 or 50 shirts for screen printing and they tell you that it's $4 per shirt. That's way better than using DTG and you're paying $12 per shirt. So it's kind of, I mean, it's up to you. It's up to your financial situation. It's up to what you really want. If you really want a DTG, do DTG. But if you want to save money and get pretty much the same look, do screen printing. And the feel of DTG, since it's ink on pretty much like ink on a paper, if we can compare to that, you cannot feel like the design. It's inside the shirt. You remember earlier when I told you screen printing, you can feel the design on top of the shirt, but this you can't feel it on top. It's in there. It's in there. It's clear. It's crisp, and you definitely would not have to worry about it going anywhere because it's inside of the surface. That's the great thing about DTG, and that's probably why it costs more. And let me put that down. So the completion time for DTG though, if you have one shirt, you could get that same day. Most companies would do it for you same day. I would say if you have probably less than 10 shirts, they can do it for you same day. So compared to screen printing where you have to wait a week. So that's the great thing about DTG. If it's an emergency situation, if you have 1 or 2 shirts, you can get it right then. You can't do that for screen printing. I highly doubt if you will find a company that will screen print 2 shirts for you. It just won't happen. How I know? I tried several times. It didn't work out. So compared to screen printing, DTG, it's possible for you to get it the same day. Depends on the quantity that you have. So yeah, that's great. That's a good tip. So if we're gonna talk about which type of print has the best quality out of direct to garment and screen printing, that's subjective. It's up to you. Me personally, I like the quality of screen printing. The colors are more vibrant. It's brighter. They come out clearer. DTG, it's a hit and miss. Like I said, it's a printer. Sometimes the ink can hit. Sometimes the ink can attach to it great. Sometimes it won't. It's a gamble. It's kind of like a gamble every time. But if you know the type of material that you have and you know your design and your colors, from trial and error, you will know how it will look. But me, I'm screen printing probably much most of the time. If I have a design like this shirt right here, as you can see, it has a dollar sign on it. I don't think you guys can see it that well. Let me get it out of this light. Yeah, that's better. As you can see, it has a dollar sign on it, and it looks like this is one color, but it's not. This dollar sign itself is probably like 3 different shades of green with the red. So we're looking at around 6 colors. Probably around 6 colors. But it came out very well, but I'll definitely stick with screen printing most of the time for my designs. But like I said, it's subjective, it's up to you. So as far as the pros and cons, I kind of feel like I touched on those in this video already, but I can definitely try to repeat them. But screen printing, a con may be the setup time, the setup fees, the completion time. Because like I said, you're looking at around 2 weeks, could be more for your item. And the fact that you have to have a minimum requirement shirt. So if you really just want to screen print 5 shirts, you can't do that. The company that you're using will more than likely make you get 50. So you have to pay more money for shirts. And if you're not selling them, you'll pretty much have shirts just sitting around the house. And if you are selling them and you don't have enough money for 50, you will have to just find a way to get 50 shirts. You have to pay for it, you have to go on deck, and you have to hustle to sell them. So yeah, like a con is just, you really gotta pay more if you want less. There's no way you could just walk into, a screen print, a store that's screen print and say, hey, I just want to do 5 shirts. And DTG, as I said before, is pretty much a con is the print may not come out the same every time. It may not come out the same every time. One shirt may look lighter than the other shirt. I mean, to the average person, they won't know the difference. But if you are the designer of the shirt and it's your brand, you'll notice it. Especially when you're using bright colors. One shirt may be slightly brighter than the other one, so you just never know. And it could look the same. You know, it's a printer. It's technology. We'll never know. And also the price. The price typically doesn't get super cheap the more you get like screen printing. Direct to garment, I have seen places where, you know, they make it cheaper if you have like more than 10 shirts, but it's not by much. And a lot of places I've seen, the price just stays the same. It'll be $12 per shirt, and that's what it is. It's $12 flat. So if you got 10 shirts, just be ready to pay $120 plus tax. But the great thing is you have no setup fees. It's just $12 flat, and that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the differences between screen printing and DTG and my take on it. And if you guys know something that I missed, let me know below. Let me know in my Instagram DM or whatever. I'll be happy to hear your comments and your opinions. And yeah, man, let me know. Oh yeah, don't forget, shop with me too. BlackSoftApparel.com. Link at the bottom.